Friends. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Rebid conference of 7 Civil Works Project. And afterwards, the Rebid conference for the goods and services, we have one. So to start this procurement activity, we all stand for the prayer. Then of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we bow before your presence today with faith, humility, and thanksgiving for the chance to meet again. As we prepare to start this procurement activity, please send your Holy Spirit to guide us and may fill us with the wisdom and confidence as we conduct this activity. May you grant us the patience and understanding to remain resilient to life's challenges and face them with grace. In this name we pray. Amen. So once again, good morning. May I introduce you now to the members of the BAC, headed by our BAC Chairman, Fernando, our BAC Vice Chairman, Engineer Arturo Pripose, and BAC members, Attorney Mary Rose Pilo, Engineer Daisy Manzano, and Engineer Wheeler Vincent. For the Technical Working Group, we have the head of the Technical Working Group, Engineer Rachel Lumagi, and member, Architect Donald Rimando. For the Secretariat, Custodian Reniero Salinas, and for our IT support, we have Juan Caaoacan. Sir, all of the bank members are present. There's a quorum, sir. Thank you. There being a quorum, is proceeding for the private conference of civil works projects and goods and services na po to order. Do we have any attending observer? We have here our prospective bidder. Can we acknowledge the presence of representative from? Sir, for the observer, we have sent necessary notices, but no one attended this conference. And we have from NYSA Engineering Services, Jomina De Pontoro. Can we identify a specific project where Ma'am would like to have clarification on? Sure, we have 25E00528, the Basic Infrastructure Program, Construction of Water Supply System, Bani, Pangasinan. So let us proceed with the presentation of the project detail, the schedule, and the requirements of this contract. So we have 7 civil works project for the Rebid conference. We have 25E00437, construction of bypass and diversion roads, Laoag-San Nicolas bypass road, San Nicolas section, Ilocos Norte, package B. 25E00443, the construction improvement of various infrastructures in support of national security, Tatag ng Imprastraktura para sa Kapayapaan, Seguridad program, TIKAS, construction of Police Regional Office 1, Regional Headquarters, Camp Brigadier General Oscar M. Florendo, San Fernando City, La Union, Phase 7. 25A00520, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, construction of EcoTourism building, Mount Sicapo Reserve, Nueva, Ilocos Norte, Phase 2. 25A00528, the Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, construction of water supply system, Bani, Pangasinan. 25A00466, construction of missing links, new road, San Manuel, Pangasinan, Itogon Bgen Road, Pangasinan, package 7. 25A00259, construction improvement of various infrastructures in support of national security, Tatag ng Imprastraktura para sa Kapayapaan at Seguridad program, TIKAS, construction of Police Regional Office 1, Regional Headquarters, Camp Brigadier General Oscar M. Florendo, Parian, San Fernando City, La Union, Phase 6. And 25A00469, construction of bypass and diversion roads, Bgen, Cabugao, Coastal Road, Diversion Road, Package 3, Ilocos Sur.
The purpose of Rebid conference is to discuss, clarify, and explain the different aspects of the projects of the procuring entity with the prospective bidders. It must be held at least 12 calendar days before the deadline for bid submission, but not earlier than 7 calendar days from the advertisement or posting of bid opportunity.
We have the following contract data for 25E00437, location San Nicolas, Ilocos Norte, with the EBC of 193 million for the scope of works and construction of superstructure, deck slab and railings at abutment A, Pier 6 and Pier 18, abutment B, furnishing and fabrication of structural steel girder and stiffener, plates grade 50, furnishing and fabrication of shear studs, furnishing and fabrication of bolts with nuts and washers, with a contract duration of 270 calendar days. 25E00443, location, San Fernando City, La Union, with the ABC of 91,675,000 for the scope of works of the painting works, electrical works, plumbing works, tile works, installation of doors, installation of tempered glass, installation of automatic fire alarms, sprinkler system, supply installation of network cabling, supply installation of CCTV system, supply installation of public address system with a contract duration of 300 calendar days. 25A00520, location Mount Sicapo Reserve, Nueva, Ilocos Norte, with the ABC of 99 million for the scope of works, with installation of project billboard, sideboard, earthworks, concrete works, steel works, roofing works, masonry and plastering works, painting works, ceiling works, electrical works, carpentry works, with a contract duration of 360 calendar days. 25A00528, location Bani, Pangasinan, with the ABC of 39,600,000. For the scope of works, we have the earthworks, construction structural frame, isolated footing to roof beams, concrete, one-story, masonry plastering works, roofing works, tile works, ceiling works, painting works at walls and ceiling, steel works, fabrication of doors and windows, electrical works, construction of water supply, deep well, installation of water pipes, source to households, supply installation of water tank, construction of steel tower for elevated water tank, geotechnical soil exploration, testing and commissioning of potable water, with the contract duration of 270 calendar days. 25A00466, location San Nicolas, Pangasinan, with the ABC of 96,500,000 for the scope of works with the earthworks, installation of FCBC and RCBC, cross drain 910mm diameter, slope protection works, stone masonry, aggregate sa base course, with the contract duration of 270 calendar days. 25A00259, location Brigadier General Oscar M. Florendo, Parayan, San Fernando City, La Union, with the ABC of 14,475,000 for the scope of works at the steel works, steel frames of helipad, concrete works, ceiling works, steel painting, tile works, installation of doors, with the contract duration of 150 calendar days. 25A00469, location sa Domingo, Ilocos Sur, with the ABC of 96,500,000 for the scope of works of the earthworks, training and compaction of aggregates sa base course, construction of stone masonry, slope protection, construction of PCC pavement with a thickness of 280mm, with a contract duration of 197 calendar days.
Supplemental Bid Bulletin issued by BAC to answer requests for clarification, query submitted 10 calendar days before deadline or interpretation, and upon BAC's initiative to clarify or modify any provision of bidding documents, at least 7 calendar days before deadline for bids. Posted in FieldJEP's and procuring entity's website and at any conspicuous place within the premises of the procuring entity. Bidders who have submitted bids before the issuance of supplemental bid bulletin must be informed in writing and allowed to modify or withdraw their respective bids. Submission and receipt of bids. Checklist of technical documents Class A. Legal documents. Valid FieldJEP's registration certificate, Platinum membership, in accordance with Section 8.5.2 of the IRR. Per GPPB Resolution Number 18-2017, in lieu of the Class A eligibility documents, which were uploaded and maintained current and updated in FieldJEP's, bidders are required to submit their FieldJEP's certificate of registration during bid submission in the case infrastructure projects, pursuant to Section 25.2 BI of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184. Additional for the checklist of technical documents, Class A technical documents. Statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. And statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract, or SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided under the rules, and special pickup license in case of joint ventures, and registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid. Original copy of bid security. If in the form of a surety bond, submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission or original copy of notarized bid securing declaration. Bid validity period, 120 calendar days from the date of submission of bids. Bid security validity period, 120 calendar days from the date of submission of bids. The bidder shall submit a bid securing declaration or any form of bid security enumerated below. Cash or cashier's manager check issued by a universal or commercial bank, 2%. Bank draft or guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit issued by a universal or commercial bank, 2%. And surety bond called the demand issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security, 5%. Project requirements which shall include the following: organizational chart for the contract to be bid, list of contractors' key personnel, project manager, project engineers, materials engineers, and foremen to be assigned to the contract to be bid with their complete qualification and experience data. List of contractors' major equipment units which are owned, leased, and or under purchase agreements, supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor vendor for the duration of the project, as the case may be. For the laboratory equipment, please refer to DPWH Department Order No. 11, Series of 2017 for the minimum materials testing equipment. Original duly signed Omnibus Sworn Statement or OSS, and if applicable, original notarized Secretary's Certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the Omnibus Sworn Statement and do acts to represent the bidder. For the financial documents, the prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity, or NFCC, computation of NFCC of at least equal to ABC, computed using the prescribed formula. NFCC equals current assets minus current liabilities times 15 minus value of unfinished projects, including awarded projects not yet started, coinciding with the contract to be bid. Class B documents. If applicable, duly signed joint venture agreement in accordance with RA number 4566 and its IRR in case the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statement from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the joint venture agreement in the instance that the bid is successful. Checklist of financial documents. Original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form and other documentary requirements under RA number 9184. Original of duly signed bid prices in the bill of quantities. Duly accomplished detailed estimates form, including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with the bid, and cash flow by quarter. Bid submission may be done manually or electronically or online. However, bidders should only select one mode of submission, either manual or electronic. Similar to manual submission, the guidelines for the preparation and submission of an electronic bid are contained in Bid Data Sheet ITB Clause 17 and Department Order Number 87, Series of 2020. Bid Evaluation. The financial component of the bids of each past bidder shall be evaluated using non-discretionary criteria, including arithmetical corrections for computational errors, and thus determine the correct total calculated bid prices. The BAC shall automatically disqualify any total calculated bid price which exceeds the ABC. The following factors are to be considered in the evaluation of the bid prices. Completeness. No price in required item equals non-complying. Indicating a zero or a dash equals free to the GOP. All prices are deemed to include all taxes. Bids not addressing or providing all of the required items in the bidding documents, including where applicable BOQ, shall be considered non-responsive. Arithmetical corrections. Bid prices in figures versus words, words prevails. Total price versus unit price per item, unit price prevails. Total price versus actual sum of component items, actual prevails. Unit cost in detailed estimate versus unit cost in BOQ, the latter prevails. If above ABC, non-complying. Post-qualification. Verification of legal requirements. Licenses, certificates, permits, non-inclusion in blacklist. For technical requirements, single largest completed contract or SLCC, similar to the contract. Key personnel, minimum work experience requirements should be satisfied. Availability and commitment of major construction equipment. Failure of the prospective bidder to state a complete technical description of the pledged equipment and the specific location, whether owned, leased, or under purchased agreement, shall result in the bidder's automatic post-disqualification for award of contract and forfeiture of its bid security per DO number 58, series of 2012. Performance in ongoing government and private contracts. Negative slippage of at least 15% in any one project or negative slippage of at least 10% in each of two or more contracts. Failure of the contractor to commence repair work and complete ongoing contracts in the prescribed date after receipt of the notice of defects and deficiencies. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on contracts with pending certificate of acceptance in the prescribed date after the receipt of the notice of defects and failures. Substandard quality of works or unsatisfactory performance per contract term and conditions at the time of inspection. Liquidated damages currently imposed on the contractor. DO number 127, series of 2018, strict application of RA 9184 in the conduct of the post-qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contract with DPWH. authenticity and correctness of bid security. For financial requirements, audited financial statement or AFS, especially current assets and liabilities, up-to-date value of all outstanding or uncompleted works under ongoing and awarded contracts, updated NFCC versus ABC. Requirements within 5 calendar days from receipt by the bidder of the notice from the back that the bidder has the lowest calculated bid or highest rated bid. The bidder shall submit to the back the following: registration certificate from SEC, Department of Trade and Industry, for sole proprietorship or CDA for cooperatives, mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located, or the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas. Latest income tax and business returns duly stamped and received by BIR and duly validated with the tax payments. Tax clearance per EO 398 series of 2005 as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue. Valid Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board or PCAB license. Failure to submit any of the post-qualification requirements on time, or finding against the veracity thereof shall disqualify the bidder for award, provided that in the event that a finding against the veracity of any of the documents submitted is made, it shall cause the forfeiture of the bid security in accordance with Section 69 of this IRR. Notes on the personnel and equipment requirements of the project. As per DO number 9 series of 2012, technical requirements for civil works projects for public bidding. If a proposed key technical personnel is an employee of the bidder and working on another project at the same time of the bidding, the bidder shall submit a certification that the personnel will be pulled out from the ongoing project once the bidder is awarded the contract, and he or she will be replaced with another person with equal or better qualifications as certified by the head of the implementing office. The bidder may propose a key technical personnel who is not its employee, provided that the said personnel is required to submit a certification that he or she will work for the bidder if it is awarded the contract under bidding. These certifications shall be included in the first envelope of the sealed bid. Also to be verified during post-qualification is the set of equipment pledged by the bidder. The bidder should specify in the submitted bid the location of the equipment where they can be inspected. If any equipment is not in the specified location, then the bidder shall be post-disqualified. For the contract award, the contract shall be awarded to the bidder whose bid has been determined to be the lowest calculated and responsive bid as a result of the detailed evaluation and post-qualification conducted. The successful bidder shall be notified through the issuance of notice of award within the bid validity period and must be confirmed by the successful bidder in writing within 10 days upon receipt thereof in accordance with Section 37.2.2 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184. Common reasons for rejection of bids, ineligibility, and post-disqualification of bidder. Failure to submit original copy of the surety bond certified by the Insurance Commission indicating the name of project, the procuring entity, and name of contractor. Shorter bid validity and bid security validity period. Overlapping of pledged equipment and committed key technical personnel. Failure to indicate the validity of bid in the bid form. Late submission of bid. Failure to submit supporting documents like certification of availability of equipments from the equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of the project if equipment pledged is to be leased or purchased. Negative slippage in the ongoing projects, negative 15% or more, or negative 10% in each of 2 or more ongoing projects. Unsatisfactory CPAS rating. Common errors in the submission of bids. Incomplete pages of bid documents, technical and financial. Authority of the signatory to sign on behalf of the bidder. For single proprietor, signatory should be the owner or proprietor only. For corporation or cooperative, board secretary certificate and board resolution. For joint venture resolution or agreement. And for partnership, as indicated in the articles of partnership.
For these following projects, 25A00437, 25A00443, 25A00520, 25A00528, 25A00466, 25A00259, and 25A00469. The deadline for the submission of clarification is 10 days before the submission of bids. The deadline for the submission of bids is on May 19, 2025 at 10 o'clock p.m. Number of copies of bid proposal, one original copy of the technical and financial bid. So the place of submission of bids, second floor, conference room, DPWH Regional Office 1, City of San Fernando, Laoag-San. So that answered the presentation of the Rebid conference for the 7 civil works project. Thank you. Any comment from our perspective there? Thank you very much. Let's proceed to the presentation of project details for the goods and services. For the goods and services, we have contract ID number 25GA00004 for the Rebid conference, the purchase and delivery of fuel, office supplies, and occupational safety and health program for DPWH Amphibious, Excavator, K4-106 in connection with dredging operation at Dauraw Creek, Caaoacan, Laoag City, Ilocos, Norte. The delegation of the project, Laoag City, Ilocos Norte, with the funding source SR 2025-03-009942, with the EBC of 1,877,770 pesos and 28 centavos. For the scope works for the purchase, delivery of fuel, office supplies, and occupational safety and health program with the contract duration of 183 calendar days. Here are the technical requirements, the legal documents, valid field certificate of registration, platinum membership all pages, records of all its ongoing government private contracts, including awarded but not yet started, records of SLCC, similar to the contract, adjusted to the current price using the PSA current price index, should have a contract amount equivalent to at least 50% of the EBC. The contract shall be considered similar to the contract to be bid if it has the same major categories of work. Original copy of bid security in the form of a surety bond. Submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission or original copy of notarized bid security declaration in conformity with the technical specifications, which may include production, delivery schedule, manpower requirements, and or after sales parts, if applicable, and original bill-signed omnibus sworn statement, and if applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the omnibus sworn statement and do acts to represent the bidder. For the financial documents, with the audited financial statements stock received by the PIR or its duly accredited authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. NFCC or line of credit, computation of the NFCC of at least equal to EBC computed using the prescribed formula, wherein the NFCC was current assets minus current liabilities times the gate factor 15 minus value of unfinished projects, including awarded projects not yet started, coinciding with the contract to be bid, or a bidder may submit a committed line of credit from a universal or commercial bank in view of its NFCC computation. For Class B documents, it's for the joint venture, if applicable, a duly signed joint venture agreement in case the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statements from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the joint venture agreement in the instance that the bid is successful. So for the financial requirements, we have the original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form and original of duly signed and accomplished price schedule. For the form of bid security, the bid validity period and bid security validity period is 120 calendar days from the date of submission of bids. The bidder shall submit a bid security declaration or any form of the bid security enumerated below. We have the cash or cashier's manager's check, bank draft guarantee, or the revocable line of credit. It's 2% of the ABC, while the surety bond is 5% of the ABC. For the bid evaluation, the financial component of the bids of each past bidder shall be evaluated using non-discretionary criteria, including arithmetical corrections for computational errors, and thus determine the correct total calculated bid prices. The bank shall automatically disqualify any total calculated bid price which exceeds the ABC. The following factors are to be considered in the evaluation of the bid prices: completeness, no price required item was non-complying, beginning at 0 or a dash was paid to the government. All prices are deemed to include all taxes. Bids not addressing or providing all of the required items in the bidding documents, including where applicable bill of quantities, shall be considered non-responsive. For the arithmetical corrections, bid prices and figures versus words, the words prevails, total price versus unit price per item. The unit price prevails, and the total price versus actual sum of component items, the actual prevails. Unit cost in detailed estimate versus unit cost in the BOQ, the latter prevails. If above ABC is considered non-compliant. For the post-qualification, is the verification of your legal requirements, technical requirements, your SLCC, performance in going government private contracts, delaying the partial delivery of goods amounting to 10% of the contract price in its ongoing government private contracts. If any of these contracts shows the bidder's failure to deliver or perform any or all of the goods or services within the period specified in the contract or within any extension granted by the procuring entity pursuant to a request made by the supplier prior to the delay, and such failure amounts to at least 10% of the price or unsatisfactory performance of the supplier's obligations as per terms and conditions at the time of inspection. Liquidated damages currently imposed in the supplier, authenticity of bid security for the financial requirements with the audited financial statement, especially current assets and liabilities, up-to-date value of all outstanding or uncompleted works, undergoing and awarded contracts, updated NFCC or line of credit versus the ABC. For the contract award, the contract shall be awarded to the bidder whose bid has been determined to be the lowest calculated and responsive bid as a result of the detailed evaluation and post-qualification conducted. The successful bidder shall be notified through the issuance of the notice of award within the bid validity period and must be confirmed by the successful bidder in writing within 10 days upon receipt in accordance with Section 37.2.2 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184. There are the common reasons for rejection of bids, ineligibility, and post-disqualification of bidder. Late bid, no letter of authority from the company to submit the bidding documents, failure to submit supporting documents to support compliance with the requirement, submitting forms not acceptable pursuant to the provision of the revised IRR of RA 9184, NHCC less than the EBC or the amount of credit line commitment is less than 10% of the EBC. For bid security, surety bond callable on demand and validity of 120 days not inscribed in the bond. Failure to submit original copy of the surety bond certified by the IC getting the name of project, the procuring entity, and name of contractor, shorter bid validity and bid security validity period, bid prices higher than the ABC, delaying the partial delivery of goods amounting to 10% of the contract price in its going government and private contracts. So for this project, 25GA 00004, the deadline for submission of clarification is 10 days. Before the submission of bids, the deadline for the submission of bids is on May 19, 2025 at 10 o'clock a.m. Number of copies of bid proposal, one original copy of the technical and financial proposal, and the place of submission of bids is in Awards Committee, second floor, conference room, DPWH, Office 1, City of San Fernando, La Union. So that ends, sir, the presentation of the Rebid conference for the goods and services. Any comment from Andrew, sir? Well, yeah. May 19 schedule. Okay. Comment from our member. More of our agenda. That's right. We have the Rebid compressor for tomorrow for the 2 consulting services. So thank you very much again. If there be other matters on our agenda, the proceedings now.